Morning, guys. I was starting my little morning broadcast, and the camera just turned off on me. I'm not offended. Um, First off, sorry about the mess up with the live stream yesterday. Finally figured out what I'd done wrong, including leaving the headset turned on, which although I couldn't hear it, it was laying on the table. The microphone was picking it up, which caused that loop as far as it not working, the audio not working to begin with, because somebody forgot to do a sound check. Um, I'd I made a checklist, which last week worked real well, and I need to add those two items to it. But anyway, so next time I'll get started a little earlier and do my sound check, and uh, hopefully that won't happen again. Unless I hear from the training department, I guess we can plan on another one next Saturday. Somebody had said I cough a lot on this. This really is my first cup of coffee. And we all know how that loosens things up. So that's all that is. Good old fashioned old man, first coffee, everything coming in, getting everything to work. Oh, God, sorry about that. Maybe a little overacting there. So, again, since it got trimmed off, I had mentioned in detail on the defective part of yesterday's live stream. I need to give a shout out and an apology for a couple of days ago. I made a video when I made the Saturn V talking about how, I don't know why Cult TV Man didn't include those USA decals, and I guess you're supposed to use the ones from the kit. And then it turns out, no, he knew exactly what he was doing. Those aren't supposed to be on the S4B booster. That Revell made a mistake. And probably, I'm guessing Revell, since they had to put that thing into production long before it actually launched, they probably were just looking at some early NASA artwork or something, because somebody decided, let's don't put USA there. Although, like I said, Apollo 7 did have it, but it didn't go up on a Saturn V. It went up on a Saturn 1B. Which, by the way, was Wally Schirra's last flight. Trivia for you, Wally Schirra is the only astronaut to fly all three of our first spacecraft. He was a Mercury astronaut, he went up on Gemini, and he went up on Apollo. And the shuttle was too far down the road for him. Plus, I think it's hard for us. I think he'd gotten kind of tired of NASA, and it's hard for us to believe that how could you give up being an astronaut? But it wasn't all peaches and cream the way you read some of the books, you realize there was, especially as the organization got bigger, there was just it was a bureaucracy, and a lot of the guys had been in space a few times, and they just had it. Now, some of them, like Deke Slayton, stayed with it for their entire career. And then, of course, Slayton is the only Mercury astronaut not to fly Mercury or Gemini. In fact, he went up because of his heart condition, he only went up on the last Apollo, which was Apollo Soyuz. I have a small Apollo Soyuz model up there, and on my spaceship shelf, and that I'm kind of surprised in a way that the kit, I guess it was fairly popular because you still see them around, but a lot of the 148 scale real space models, a lot of them are Revell, but it's just about everybody made them. That's public domain, you don't need any permission to make that. But the Geminis, the Mercuries, the Apollo Soyuz, the 148 scale stuff is really a handy little scale, because it's big enough you can see the detail, and it's small enough that you can put it on a shelf or on a desk or wherever you want to, and it doesn't eat up a lot of space. I really think that's a very convenient scale. For spacecraft, 1/32 would be good also. And I understand obviously why you're dealing with Saturn V. People often want a 1 to 144, because that's still 2.5 feet tall. And the 1 to 72nd scale one's what, 3.5 feet. The thing about the big models is, you got to remember, when you have a smaller model, I'm probably wrong on this, but generally speaking, people don't notice the details too much. You can put a fairly straightforward paint job on them, and they look cool. But when you get in the big stuff, you start to appreciate that these rockets are not as simple as they look. There's a ton of little stuff on the outside. When you get in the bigger scales, where you start having to add more detail, and then you run into the issue of researching these models, because remember, no two Saturn V's are the same, or Apollos for that matter, or lunar modules. All of them are different, all of them are handmade, and all of them were improvements over the last one. The number of Ullage rockets on the outside and things like that all changed. If I'm not mistaken, the one that comes in the Revell 1 to 144 scale kit is actually like the Apollo 4. It has, I believe it's 8 Ullage rockets around the second stage, and whereas they realized that was more than they needed, I guess. So on later ones like Apollo 11, I think they only had 4. So if you're really into the detail, you have to research each rocket, find out what it had, what it didn't have, and sometimes you have to grind plastic off. Again, probably because the Saturn V they were making, and it is still a Saturn V, it's just not Apollo 11. And I could be wrong in the details here. I'm going off of what a few of you guys have told me, and maybe some stuff I remember from the past, because I've done a lot of research on this in the past, which is kind of disappointing to me. Well, hello. Somebody's getting excited. I don't know if you can see in the dark there, my nearly invisible cat's going ape on the furniture. But if you're building real space, you have to do some research on the details. And like I said earlier, a nice thing is there's plenty of resource material out there. But that really kind of goes with a lot of things. I can think of a lot of models that I've detailed from memory because I was so well read up on something, and then look at it and go, oh my gosh, I got that wrong. And back in days of yore, when you had to go to the library and find a book, if you could find a picture at all, that was a little more forgivable. But today with the interweb, if you're a technical type, likes to get everything just right, we've got so much resource material. I'd say don't detail from memory. Take 5 minutes on the internet. But that's just if you're trying to get something historically accurate. And other than that, man, you build it how you want it to be. That's all I got for today, guys. I got to go get to work on the model aeroplanes. I'm working on the Bonanza. Oh, she's excited. And I will see you guys later. And Miss Honey says, y'all have a great day also. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.